Hi, this is James Page at the International Armoured Vehicles Show for FrontLine Research. And we've come over to see our friends at Echodyne, and we're always pleased to be having a conversation with Leo McCloskey. Leo, good to see you, sir.
Good to see you as well, James. Thanks for stopping by.
It's an absolute pleasure. Wanted to talk to you today a little bit. I think it's been a really interesting theme over the last few months and years to see how some things that have been happening in the business world and perhaps even in the consumer world to do with just the massive amount of data which is now being used by a whole range of different surveys, thinking about the world of IIoT, just the amount that's having to be dealt with at the moment. It seems to be flowing over into the military and defense sector as well, isn't it?
It is indeed, because the value of the data is becoming really well aware to all facets of the military. Knowing where your dismounted soldiers are, knowing where your armored divisions are, and your headquarters and where all your troop placements are allows you to integrate the battle space from an information perspective. And so the tricks that we're learning in the enterprise and commercial world are certainly being applied over here in the defense world.
There's probably pros and cons to that in terms of it being really helpful to know where your equipment or where your vehicles and where your people are, but that means so does the enemy in that sense. And one of the things which has really changed the game, and we're here at an armored vehicle show, but the drones have changed the way the battlefield works.
That's exactly right. Drones have done two things really at a high level. One is they've given complete transparency to the battle space. There's nowhere to hide. You can't form troops on the side somewhere and come in on a surprise basis. There is no surprises left. And the second thing they've done is they've caused a tremendous asymmetry in the battle. The cost of attack has plummeted because drones are inexpensive, but the cost to defend has remained exactly the same. And so part of the approach that we're on with the military, with dual use technologies, bringing that commercial flavor into the military space, is how do we bring the cost efficiencies? How do we understand how to find that symmetry in cost between defense and attack?
Yeah, really interesting. And the contribution that Echodyne makes to that equation, and some of the things we've got here to talk about how that commitment worked. You've got two pieces of kit. One is a lot easier to hold than the one's a lot easier to dear. Perhaps you can talk us through both of them and how they help.
Yes, I'd be happy to. So this is EchoGuard, and you can see it's quite small and quite light. Where this works is in two cases in the battle space. One is the dismounted soldier, and we can pick that up at another time. Today, we're really talking about the armored vehicles conference and how does it fit in the armored vehicles. So what we're looking at here from the vehicles, whether it's light armored vehicles on up through heavy armored vehicles, is you have to protect them against drones, to your point. Drones have revolutionized the defense space as well as the offensive space. And so when you're thinking about how to protect the armored vehicle, you want the remote weapons station that's on the armored vehicle to be able to successfully engage the drone in the airspace. And the way you do this, you have to know exactly where the drone is in the airspace. So this little radar on 30 millimeter weapons will allow the weapon to strike the drone with great accuracy. And it does so in a way where the cost of the ammunition is less than the cost of the drone. And so we're achieving sort of that cost symmetry by bringing commercial technology into the defense space.
Fantastic. And next to you here, the bigger unit would be used in a different way.
So this is Echo Shield. Yes, this is probably the most advanced radar in the market today. Clearly the most accurate radar on the market. What we found as we pursue the conversations in remote weapon stations protecting the armored vehicle, because like these armored vehicles are $10–15 million worth of investment in metal to protect the personnel inside, and then the sensors and kit around for maneuvers and offensive maneuvers to take place. And they're just expensive targets today. And so how do we protect those? So this sort of radar on the vehicle works on the move. And so while you're at full speed, wherever you happen to be in the world, the radars actively engage the airspace. And it does so to find drones, to direct the weapon so that the vehicle can remain safe and conduct its mission.
Wow, fantastic. It's really good stuff. I feel like we've covered an enormous amount of ground in quite a short amount of time, Leo, but I'm sure people will go visit the Echodyne website and find out a lot more. But for now, thank you very much for talking to FrontLine Research.
Thank you, James, so much.